We need to move past the cost and try to come up with solutions. You know, sometimes at face value, these medications are expensive. That's the fact. No, you look at it. But if you look into the cost effectiveness of these drugs, the amount that you put into treating an early lung cancer patient, perhaps, and then eventually putting this patient back into the workforce, contributing to the economy, then you get exactly what you get paid for, or even more. So I think the barrier definitely is the cost, and how we work around it. I think that's a very important piece. So whenever I just like to share that whenever I had the chance to work with our colleagues in the Asia Pacific region, I can't help but be envious because some of these countries already have a good, very established healthcare providers or support. And I hope that, definitely the Z package, the health Z package for lung cancer, that's definitely a step towards making these medications accessible for the Filipino lung cancer patients.
Treatment is not only medications, especially if we diagnose it early, then surgery, radiation therapy are also treatments, and access to these timely treatments is also important. So in the real world, in the Philippines, so what can you say about the accessibility of surgery and radiation therapy also for lung cancer?
Thanks, Doc Chita. So if you look back to the figure I showed, like the heat map of the different specialties in the Philippines, and sort of like mapping it in all over the country, we've seen that there is definitely a disparity. Majority of these, not just the facilities, but the healthcare experts are being concentrated in the metro. The heat map have shown that mainly in the Luzon area, mainly in the metro and in that area, that's where majority of these healthcare professionals are. And I think one of the things that we probably need to do is to encourage, decentralizing the services, decentralizing the manpower. And our goal, I guess one of the aspirations is to have centers of excellence, not just in the metro, but have centers of excellence. And by centers of excellence, I mean a complete facility with all the manpower, with all the experts in every region of the Philippines. I think that when we're able to do that, we won't hear any stories of anyone from the provinces coming all the way to Manila just to get treated or to have their surgery done. We make it accessible. We make the healthcare accessible to everyone and everywhere in the Philippines.
One to add more,
I agree again, it's really cost. But think about this, as you go from stage 1 to stage 4, the cost of treatment spikes up. Okay. Now, I go to the NICA law and the implementation of the NICA law, and Ken said something like across the Philippines. What the NICA law mandates is to have regional cancer centers across the Philippines. And it's called a network of cancer centers. And they're supposed to be the oversight, or the one above them should be the Philippine Cancer Center. But it's not up there yet. But there's supposed to be a network of cancer centers across the Philippines. Now, and it's mandated under law that they build up their capability. And so radiotherapy facilities are popping up in all these cancer centers, basically. And radiotherapy, radio-oncologists, as the map says, kauntian. But you know what the radio-oncologist does? They cover several hospitals. And similar to our IR here, is covers Philippines and Guam. They also do cover Manila, they go to Ilocos Norte, they go to everywhere. So that's kind of covered. But the thing really is to have to detect the cancer as early as possible. Now, coming up with the National Cancer Screening Program would, at very first 5 years, would come up with many far advanced cases. So that if you kind of graph it at the beginning of the screening program, what you catch there is high, the screen will be something like that. But as you move on and make your screening program as good as possible, then what you will now have is a graph like that. The early stages comes up, the lower stages comes up. But then in the transition, since you're picking up some for advanced, what will you do with them? And that's the reason why the SAFE benefit is coming up with lung CA. But then remember that the advanced stages doesn't only need chemotherapy drugs, that's already the PNDF. They also need biological agents that are proven evidence-wise to be good for advanced cancer cases.